Coach, just in the big picture, since 4 years in, how much better is the depth? I mean, across all classes, kind of, having kids in the pipeline and not having to throw guys to the wolves early.
Yeah, man, so much better, right? Like, especially this spring where so many young guys got reps, and then you get all the older guys back. One, it helps you with your older guys. You can plug in young guys and get them reps, and the team doesn't suffer. They can function and they can go and do the job, and it helps them continue to grow. And them moving up helps guys that have just gotten here, like Bennett Warren and Lance Hurd, and those kind of guys still get reps, and it just makes life a lot easier, for sure.
Coach, you're in the back. Along the same lines, is this the most veteran group that you've been around, and what can they do also? I would imagine it's a luxury to have them helping out those younger guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's a super veteran group. I mean, there's guys that played a lot of football, and you just go across the board, man. Like Dane is a coach on the field. John is a coach on the field. Coop's always a coach on the field. Sprague's a coach on the field. Dre is even in his second year become a great coach on the field. And like it's just, they know it so well, and they're helping bring those young guys along.
Glenn, when you got here compared to now, and I know you had Darnell when you got here, but just the number of tackle bodies that you currently have versus when you got here. And can you talk about, as an O-line coach, how much easier it is for you to practice, how much easier it is for you to probably just do your job knowing like, hey, we got some quality depth there at that spot?
For sure. Because, again, those guys have gotten reps and having the depth, man, it just helps not only us, but it helps the team, right? You can just practice and you can put guys out there when you don't need to necessarily vet guys, and we can still continue to go and function. It'll help us when we get to the fall that, man, hopefully you're rotating guys and, preparing them for the next year, and also helping guys last for what's hopefully a very long season.
What's been the benefit of having Parker Ball on the staff as a graduate assistant?
Man, because he's the smartest guy in this building. Last year, he's loved him as a player. He was already a coach in making. He got with John every Friday and stayed tips, and man, he's just picked up where he's left off. He's been in it for 3 years, so he knows it inside and out. And I mean, the freakiest, smartest human being walking the planet, and keeps me correct. We'll be sitting in the meeting room, I can just hear him go, or like that. I just hear a Parker noise, and I know I misspoke, and I'll correct it. And then if I don't, he'll jump my butt and get me corrected. But he's awesome, man. He's going to be a way better coach than I ever could have been.
Glenn, where are you at in terms of finding a second center behind Cooper, some insurance there? Who are some of those guys working there, and how comfortable do you feel at this point?
Yeah, man, it's awesome. We've got great competition. Bison and Sat probably are taking the most of those reps and competing. Sat's coming along at a high rate. Bison's improved in a ton of areas. Max Anderson and Jesse Perry have also taken some center reps. You always have Dane, as if a bomb went off, he did last year if he had to. But we're doing a bunch of different guys, and we're in day 5 of camp, got 2 more weeks, but the competition kind of sort itself out.
What have you seen from John Campbell when he's gotten work on that right side and making that transition from left?
Man, really good. You can tell he got put in a ton of work this offseason. When we were on breaks, he's always sending me videos of him doing work, getting sets, asking for critiques. Is a meticulous note taker. So he's, in my opinion, looked flawless, right? Like, just done a phenomenal job, and all that credit is due to him.
Glenn, who all is working at left guard right now, and is it important for you to have like one guy that's the clear-cut number one there, or are you cool with having like 3 or 4 guys?
Man, I think you always let the competition sort itself out. Andre's worked left guard, Dane's worked left guard, Lamps worked left guard, Shams working left guard. Even BG has bounced in there who were kind of moving guys around day to day. And at the end of the day, whoever is the best, that guy's going to play, and then we're going to have to play somebody behind them. Like, it's going to be a long year. Coach Ives make an emphasis on us rotating. So I'm trying to make that point in the way we practice, that guys are rotating in and taking a lot of reps with ones and twos.
Yeah, with a veteran group, how do you manage them this month? Because obviously Cooper, all those guys you mentioned right off the top have played a ton of snaps. How do you manage workload for them? And then as a line coach, how comfortable are you with rotating players in game?
Yeah. One, every practice we have a rep plan for exactly the number of reps guys are getting. There's some drills that, man, I know I probably don't need to get Coop into, right? And there's other things where it's tempo or third downs that, man, I know he does need to be in there. Same thing with a John Campbell, a Spraggs, older guys, like, and their bodies have been playing a long time. Give them the reps they need, and then, again, having the depth helps that we can go and play guys. As far as rotating goes, one, if you're relatively equal, man, I love the rotation because it keeps guys fresh. I think the only time you get nervous is when you have a drop-off if you put a guy in. I mean, with this bunch, I feel like we're far along.
You have a lot of guys on the offensive line who didn't have to return for another year, could have moved on with their life, could have tried their hand at the NFL draft. What does it mean personally to you that most of them, if not all, decided to come back and return to your room?
Man, I question their common sense. I'm just kidding. No, I think it speaks to who we are in the room. One, talk about it all the time. I mean, like, there's stuff outside football that we talk about. There's things in life. Heck, we're in there after chapel every day and tell them, man, I know I don't say enough, but I love every single one of you in here. And I think there's a family in that room, and they enjoy being in it. It's a healthy, fun environment. Like, when it's time to get work, by gosh, it has to happen. But, man, we enjoy playing the game too. And they all want to win a championship. You know, they want to go do that, and they want to go compete.
When we spoke with you in the spring, you talked about that defensive line that your guys had to face all the time, and that the depth and quality of that group, that it was going to get better. Guys, just kind of hang in there. Has it gotten better since then? Do you feel like that experience has helped?
Asking about our D-line or asking about us? For sure, man. Iron sharpens iron. I feel like we've gotten better. They've also taken steps. Like, it's a great defense line, man. You get to go against those guys every day in one-on-one pass rush or any drill, honestly. It helps you grow. I do think our young guys have taken big steps. Now getting some of the vet guys back, like, that's going to help prepare them be ready to roll in the season.